So guys, it's your favorite day, it's my favorite day, it's everybody's favorite day, except Garfield. It's Podcast Monday. Woo! So I actually have topics this week. So we're going to go through some Yu-Gi-Oh! News quickly, regarding some spoilers, including the starter deck coming this July for the upcoming Link format, followed by special edition news, and Metal Talk. This is the last weekend before the ban list hits. But first, clickety click click click. Yu-Gi-Oh! Day's been announced. So the summer Yu-Gi-Oh! Day this year is going to be on July 22nd to 23rd. The venues haven't been listed yet. Just wait a couple weeks and you're probably updated. A quick note: this is the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event. Sorry, one of the first events with the Link format. So I see it in the mat in the bottom right corner. It's designated as the new Links format dual mat. So we see the two dual Link zones. The Pendulum Domes now share with the Cell and Trap zone, etc., etc. Honestly, it's a pretty good looking mat. You got the Cold Talker. I forgot the protagonist's card, Honeybot, I believe, as well. Again, it's a pretty good mat. Minor disclaimer: if you're playing with someone who has like a Spellground mat, your Link zones won't match up because they don't have one. Yeah, be on the lookout in the future where the venues will be announced. Going through starter deck news, the TCG starter deck has been leaked. So this is the Link Strike spoiler. Link Strike structure. Starter deck. It's gonna be the new starter deck featuring Link cards. Give me a second. Refresh, please. So let's look at some of the cards that were released in this set. Great start today. Start. There we go. So this was from Silver Cards. Shouts to them. They have a lot of news regarding German Yu-Gi-Oh! I believe they got this from the demo decks shown through the German Nationals, which also happened last weekend. We'll go over that in a bit. But looking through the cards quickly, I'll go through the cards. I'll go over some of the effects. A lot of them are reprints. But let's go through it. We have Bitron, Dragonet, Ram Clouder, Link Slayer, Galaxy Serpent, Mystery Shell Dragon, Beast King Barbaros, Cyber Dragon, Phantom Thrasher, Exarian Universe, Evil Swarm Mandragola, Marauding Captain, Sengen, Curry Bandit, Marshmelon, Cardi, Raikou Lightsword Hunter, Battle Fader, Swift Scarecrow, Effect Dealer, Cybernet Universe, Monster Reincarnation, Dark Hole, Mystical Space Typhoon, Book of Moon, Forbidden Lance, United We Stand, Pot of Duality, Burden of the Mighty, Supply Squad, and Terraforming. The traps we have Jar of Avarice, Call of the Haunted, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, Ring of Destruction, Bottomless Trap Hole, Phoenix Chain, and Dark Bribe. So the three Link cards we're getting is, of course, the Cold Talker, Honeybot, and Link Spider. Going through it, looking at the new cards. Bitron is 200 attack, 200 defense. Is a vanilla level 2. Quick note: it's a Cyberverse monster. It's the new type of monster coming out in the next set. Next set, Coil Duelist, as well as this set. It's equivalent of Psychics being released around Duelist Genesis, the Stardust set. We also have Dragonet. It's a level 3 Dark, 14 attack, 12 defense, a Cyber Effect monster. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 2 monster from your hand or deck into this position. So you can special summon like Galaxy Serpent or Bitron to go to a Link monster such as Link Spider. Link Spider Skullhead right now. It just requires one normal monster. For people who don't understand how Link summoning works, basically you have the monsters on the board that meets the requirement. So it's equivalent to, say, a synchro where you send to the grave. So in this case, you have one normal monster for Link Spider. You send to the grave and special summon a Link Spider either in the extra deck zone, or if there's already a Link monster in the extra deck zone, the corresponding arrow. So for Link Spider, we see a down arrow. It will summon for the extra deck zone, extra deck monster zone. Then you can summon another Link monster or extra deck monster below it because there's the down arrow. We also have Ram Clouder. It's a level 4, 18 attack, 1000 defense light monster. Again, a Cyberverse monster. The effects reads: you can tribute one monster, then target one Cyberverse monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. You can only use this effect once per turn. Another quick note: they abbreviate graveyard and a lot of these new cards to GY. It saves a lot of space and ink. Link Slayer. It's a level 5 monster, Earth. Cyber type, 2000 attack, 600 defense. Its effect reads: if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So equivalent to, not Sidro. Sidro, your opponent requires a monster. I think Solar Jammer. It's been a while, but its effect reads. This other effect reads: once per turn, you could discard up to 2 cards, then target that many cards, spell traps on the field, destroy them. Essentially, is a built-in Twin Twister monster. You can use it multiple times. You can use it during your turn. So if it stays, you can use it next turn, etc., etc. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, Photon Thrasher's the card I'm thinking. I'm sorry. Exxon Universe. If you want to play Gold format, it's there. Singin, of course, with the new errata. Curry Bandit. Kind of weird seeing it in this deck. Marshmallow makes sense just due to the fact that it's a body that stays going for your other Link monsters. Before you let's just go through the other Link monsters. So we have Decode Talker, one of Yusaka's, that's his name, Yusaka's ace monsters. It's a cyber type monster with 23 attack. It has 3 Links points connected to it, top, bottom left, bottom right. So if you play in the extra deck zone, you can play cards to the bottom left of it or bottom right of the deck that's from the extra deck. You need 2 effect monsters to special summon this card. The effect reads: gains 500 attack for each monster it's pointed to. So like I mentioned earlier, you summon it. If you have the 2 extra deck monsters or regular monsters, to those points, it'll gain 500. So it could look up to 1,000, 1,500, depending where your opponent plays their monster as well, because it's the up arrow. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control, and this following effect is a quick effect, you can tribute one monster this card is pointed to, negate the activation, and destroy that card. Or if you do, of course. So let's say you have a Sengen to the bottom left of it. They try to destroy your Link Talker by, let's say, I don't know, Soul Taker. Use the effect, chain, you tribute the Sengen, it'll negate it, and then Sengen effect will proc off. That's some stuff you can do. Examples. And the other one, Honeybot. It's a Link 2, a Cyberverse monster, 90 attack. You need 2 Cyberverse monsters. So this is where Draconic Net also plays it. So you can summon it, use the effect, special summon Bittron, send those 2 to the grave to special summon Honeybot. Honeybot effect states: near player can target monsters this card is pointed to with card effects, and those monsters cannot be destroyed in battle. A quick note though, Honeybot, the arrows pointed left and right, so it's more optimal to play in the main deck zone after you initiate the initial Link summon. So let's say you use Link Spider, it's like top right. You have enough materials to make the Honeybot you put below it. So then like the zone in the middle and your far right monster zone, just for the example, they'll be immune to card effects as well as being destroyed in battle. Overall, structure deck is alright. The Coder is a pretty good card, as you see Link Spider and some of the earlier Link decks in OCG, but a lot of these cards aren't really that great. Some decent reprints. We got Terraform reprint, Mirror Force reprint, Trench Tribute reprint. A lot of these traps are pretty good for reprint. Spells, MST is like the 600 reprint. We should have it by now. Dark Hole reprint's not bad. Book of Moon, so a decent card. Forbidden Lance is also a strong card. Paul Duality, also a good card. No, I forgot to mention about the Cybernet Universe, another new card. It's a field card. All link monster you control gains 300 attack. Once per turn, you can target one monster in either player's graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. So it's equivalent to Resort, where you can send a card back to your deck, grave to your deck. Essentially just recycling. Another quick thing though, if this card is on the field is destroyed by card effect, send all monsters in the extra monster zone to the graveyard. This is a dual-edged sword. It can clear your link monsters, but at the same time, if your opponent also has link monsters, or like let's say they have a Dryant there, because this is extra deck monster, you can just play Cybernet's Universe, pop it, and then it'll clear the Dryant. Granted, that's a lot of resources, but that's just something to look at. That you can also destroy your opponent's extra monster zone monsters. Yeah, so be on the lookout. I believe in late July. So we'll see then. But this upcoming weekend we have Maximum Crisis Special Edition coming out. So yes, June 8th, 9th, we get the Special Edition. The two preview cards seen in Code of Duelist. It's going to be Bogey Trap. Bogey Trap, nah. And Emerging Emergency Rescue. Say that 5 times fast. I can't. So here's the card. The effect reads: discard 2 card. Yeah, discard 2 cards and target 1 trap card in your grave. Set that target. That set card can be activated during this turn. You can activate 1 boogie trap per turn. It's a way to recycle little trap cards such as Mirror Force. Call of the Han is also a good card to recycle back. Say you get MST, you can activate this card, use Call of Han again to bring back a special summon a monster from your grave. So just things to look out on me, think about in the future, or this upcoming weekend. The other card, Emerging Emergency Rescue. It's a normal spell card. If your life points is lower than your opponent's, reveal 3 beast monsters with 300 attack and 100 defense from your deck. Then your opponent chooses one for you to add to your hand. You shuffle the rest of the cards back to your deck. You will use this effect once per turn. It's in quotation, so you can activate this card effect, this specific card once per turn. You got Rescue Cat, Rescue Rabbit, Rescue Hamster, Rescue Weasel or Ferret. Will this make an impact this weekend? Maybe Bogey Trap. Just due to the ability to recycle traps such as Fan Knight Sword, Mirror Force for the 600th time. Emerging Emergency Rescue. Probably won't see this weekend. Maybe in the future, but I highly doubt it. In terms of the reprints, we get Koichi Dragon and number S0 Utopic Zexal. Dragon Kachi, of course, was a manga card, so it wasn't available to Europe. Similarly, number S0 was a Shonen Jump exclusive, again, not available for Europe. So now they get to play with these cards. I don't remember effects top of my head, and I can't read German. But yeah, in terms of should you pick this up, just still Maximum Crisis. Getting Ash is really value. Getting Dragonic Diagram, especially in this upcoming format, is going to be extremely valuable. The promo cards themselves, not that great, but 3 packs, $10. That's a pretty good deal. Okay, let's talk about, in a sense, the meta. Before that, let's talk about our sponsors. Again, this is sponsored by Project YGO. For your Yu-Gi-Oh needs, unique cards, sleeves, deck box, etc. You can always hit us up on Facebook, Project YGO. We have the deals there. Essentially, you can also get us stuff online. We're available through eBay, TCG Player, Amazon, but Amazon we're under Project YGO TCG. Also, shoutouts to Gatorade, keeping us quenched since 19XX. Ultra Pro, great sleeves. They didn't break on me during a regional. They feel nice. Ultimate Guard, really good deck box. A really good deck map holder as well. A lot of people were checking it out when I busted it out last weekend in an event we did, where we were at. Speaking of events, some of us probably go to Anaheim Regional this upcoming Sunday. I still need my invite. P intern Anthony still needs an invite. I'm not sure if he's going or not. If you see us there, just say it's up. I'm not gonna bite. Probably headbutt you. Nah. And in terms of going to the Nationals, P Bunny is going. A lot of the Project Baggio crew is going. I need to buy my ticket and get my days off. But I'm proud 90% sure I'm going. So if you see us there, say hi. Again, we don't bite. But going up to the meta, let's go back to this meta talk. So this upcoming last weekend we had several nationals taking place. Spain, Germany, just to name a few. The Germany nationals were actually streamed on Twitch. Some pretty interesting matches were shown. In terms of the meta, let's go through this quick. So the coverage, if you miss it on stream, it's also on the coverage.yugioh-card.com. But because it's the German regional, a lot of it's in German. I don't speak a lick of German, so I can't read any of that. But I can read English. So day one, we see 33% were Rogue, 17% Pier Zoo, 13% Dinos, 9% Drew Draco, Demise or Pure, 6% True Draco Zoo, 4% Winwitch, 3% Kaiju Zoo, 3% Paleo, 3% Blue Eyes, 3% Infernoid, 2% BA, 2% Metaphors, 2% Cosmos. Going to day two though, we see a drastic shift. We see 31% is now Pier's Zoo, 60% being Other, 11% being Dinos, 12% being True Draco, Pure Draco, or True Draco Pure, 11% True Draco Zoo, 3% Winwitch, 4% Kaiju, 4% Paleo, 1% Blue Eyes, 3% Infernoids, 2% BA, 2% Metaphors, and 2% Cosmos. Top 64, again we see this number dramatically change. We have 28 players playing Pure Zoo, 16 players playing True Draco, 5 players playing True Draco Zoo, 3 players playing Dinos, 2 Winwitch, 2 Paleo, 1 Kaiju, 1 Infernoids, and 6 Other. So a quick thing to note, Europe really likes True Draco. Like, if you see a lot of their deck lists, there's a lot of True Dracos. It's coming up a bit in the TCG as of now. As of late, I saw a couple regionals top. We had the Pure True Draco. You might see this trend up past this ban list just due to the fact that none of their cards got hit. Top 8 though, we had 4 Pure True Draco, 3 Pure Zodiacs, and 1 Winwitch. Quick notes, Kaiju didn't make it. That's a big shocker. As well as True Draco Zoo. That's pretty much the triangle I mentioned a couple weeks ago with Zodiac, Kaiju, True Draco Zoo. A lot of this due to the main decks we will see in a bit. But spoiler alert, the 1 Winwitch actually won the whole event. It was that versus the Pure Zoo in the finals. Game 1 was Zoo. Games 2 and 3, Jeez, Max C. Why are you a card? So congratulations to Joe Ramashovin for winning the German Nationals. We did see some strong players in there. We see Alfin Egnin, a strong European player. Some other players I saw was like Joshua Schmidt, top 16, etc., etc. Unfortunately, I don't have the first place deck, but I do have 2 decks from top 8. First deck, let's go. Let's go talk about Pure Zoo. So this is Dennis Merrick's deck profile. I got this from Pro Play Games. Shouts to them. Going through this, we see it's a traditional zoo, but as of late, we see more hand traps. So we see the 2 Ash Blossoms, 2 Ghost Ogres, 2 Drew and Lock, 2 Retaliating Sea, 2 Flying Sea, the Maxi. We also see some protection in the forms of My Body's Shield, some turn 2 cards such as Dark Cobra Geki, the 1 Zodiac combo for the grind games or the long games. For the extra deck, it's relatively a standard zoo extra deck. So we see the 2 Dryadens, 2 Broad Bulls, 2 Chakanines, 1 Tiger Mortar, 1 Brawl Bull, when Hammer Kong to Emerald. Tornado Dragon, we're seeing more and more being played just due to the fact that it's a MSC in the card. Dweller for Dino as well as the True Draco matchup. Reminder: if they try to use the Spell Trap's Grave effect, you can always Dweller before they do it. The Invoker and the Norden. So going through this quick, like I said, we see the huge number of hand traps. We see Drew and Lockbird. This is due to the fact, for one, Europe plays a lot more True Draco, so dropping this on Terraforming is extremely devastating for True Draco. But it's also strong in other matchups. For example, the Zoo matchup, they try to search for Broad Bowl, or they ditch for the Lunalight. You drop it, and then they can't do the Lunalight combo, or like they use the the fusion substitutes, especially some in the Norden, the draw, etc. Because drawing is considering adding to the hand. And the same instance, we also see that's why he ran 2 Ash Blossoms instead of 3. Ash Blossom really doesn't do that much against Zoo. It stops Invoker or Barrage, but there's still so many other ways Zoo can start off their combo. But because of that, we see the Retaliating Sea for when you activate Fusion Substitute, you drop it. That's all the materials, as well as the Flying Sea. They try to special summon, try to level up. You drop the Flying Sea before they make the Trident. Other quick tech, we see the Twin Twister. It's opted against the Cosmic Cyclone. You're always gonna have a card to discard for the most part, and hitting 2 cards is starting to gain more popularity as a lot more decks playing more back row. Pure Zoo, for example, all the back rows such as D-Barriers, Strong Warning Strikes, etc. True Kings, of course. You hit their True King return before you play anything. They can't tribute summon, or they have to tribute summon immediately. So they'll be immune to one less thing. So because they're using the True King effect, they can't be immune to either monster or spell, and you can play around that. Side deck, some interesting choices. We see the 2 Gamma Seals and the Kamungus. Mirin notes that he played for different names just through a situation where he might have the Gamma Seal special opponent summon side, then special summon the Kamungus on his side, but he knows that never happens. Drew and Lockbird for the True Draco matchup. Now, he has what he calls the Turn 2 package, which is the triple Econ and a 2 Chalice. This is essentially for going second, being the more aggressive play, or in the mirror match. For example, we've got in the Zoo mirror match, you have this going second, they try to pop with Trident. You chain Econ, and you have like a monster. You tribute it, you take their Trident, then use this effect and level up as well. Chalice again is to stop Trident. He also has the Turn 1 package, which includes 2 D-Barriers for the Zoo matchup or any other matchup that has extra deck, but it's not, you of course not seen during the True Draco Pure matchup. Pure Warrior is always a blowout card, should be banned. Everybody says that, I agree, because it's just a straight blowout. You can't pop it with MST. You have to waste cards like go into Tornado Dragon or something else to pop it, and that's the waste of a material or etc. An anti-spell in the Zoo matchup, you flip it during standby phase. That's a lot of options they lose. They lose Barrage, they lose Tenki, they lose Insta-Fusion, they lose Fusion Substitute combo. If they don't have the out, they're essentially just stalled making, at best, the Hammer Kong Trident play, which is still easy to break down, just like Regeki or whatever play you need. We also have Malphon Ingen's deck. He was playing True Draco. This is from Team Family Force. Shouts to them. The channel is in German, so if you understand that, they have more decks there, and you get a better explanation, because this is just me just winging it. We see the 2 Masterpiece, 2 Ignis Heat, 2 Dynamite Knight. Triple Dynamite Might. 1 Majesty Maiden, 1 Maxi. Triple Discipline of the True Draco Phoenix. Triple Dragonic Diagram. Triple True Draco Heritage. Triple Card Demise. Triple Pot of Duality. 2 Pot of Desires. 1 Regeki, 1 Narco. Triple True King's Return. Triple True Draco Apocalypse. Triple Forbidden Apocrypha. 2 D-Barriers, the Dimensional Barriers, and 1 Skill Drain. For side we see Triple Cosmic Cyclone. Triple Forbidden Chalice. Triple Mirror Force. Triple the Winged Dragon of Raw Spear mode. This guy's... he's something. And triple Ghost Ogre. For the extra deck, he has like generic zoo stuff like double trident, double Bible, Hammer Kong, Tiger Mortar, double Dragonine, double Emerald. I think it was Tornado Dragon, Norden, Volker, Broadbow, Dollar. Now, a lot of players, they're playing, or a lot of true Draco players, instead of running no extra deck and opting to go for like the domain side deck or main deck, they're opting to run the extra deck. This is extremely important for the Dino matchup. Dino, of course, for the True King Lithogog, the Earth one. True King. Let me bring up the text quick. The effects reads, if you destroy 2 of Earth monsters, the special summon through destroying 2 Earth monsters, you can look through your opponent's extra deck, then banish 3 extra deck monsters. This is important because, in a sense, it gives them false information. So, if they're going first and they summon Lithogong, Gijim, whatever it's called, the Earth True King out, by like the same hitting the babies, was it the Babysaurus, maybe Petite Pterodon. He's gonna look through extra deck and say, "Oh, this is a zoo," so he's gonna build the field in a way to stop zoo. So we will see the what's it called? See VFD, maybe was it? And then also what's it called? Logia, just to anticipate. Oh, he's gonna try to do some fancy zoo stuff like was it Zodiac, or was it the Instant Fusion combo? Instant Fusion, sorry, Fusion Substitute combo. But because of tricking it out, you can just activate True King's Return or Heritage. They have to bait it out, and because of that, you pop a card on their side of the field. Then you just go off by ending at best Dynamite Knight or Ignis Heat. Then during their turn, you activate True King's Return or their effects. So Dynamite Might, you activate a trap such as True King Return. Ignis Heat uses the effect, search for the spell card, then instantly go for Masterpiece. And Masterpiece during their turn, you interrupt their plays. In addition, you have the MST or the Geki Break, destroying their card. So by giving them the false information through the extra deck, they won't optimize the board against a True King or True Draco play. We see Double Ignis. It's a card seeing a bit more popularity just due to the fact that it'll grant you a way to special summon during your opponent's turn. If your opponent activates a card effect while this tribute summon card is face up, you can add a spell and put it in your hand or activate it immediately. So you can do that, then use the effect to tribute summon to get the Ignis. Dynamite Knight, still a strong card, just due to the fact that True King Return, it's an escalation or destroys a monster. That's 2 really good effects inside it. So Max C, we typically don't see hand traps in True Dracos, just due to the fact that they run cards such as Card Demise. But the interaction here is you can activate Max Seed and use card Demise. So in a sense, you can still save the card, or you won't really lose a card in a sense. A quick note though, if I remember correctly, he said that he likes going second because this deck is the only deck that can go second against Zoo and still do something. You can have the Forbidden Apocryphy ready to get rid of the extra deck monsters. You can set up your board so you have the Dynamite or Ignis ready, as well as the Masterpiece in your hand just to go off. But it still can go first. We see the Derriers, of course, for the Zoo matchup, and it doesn't really hurt True Draco because they have no extra deck. Skill Drain, again, hurts pretty much every deck. If you summon Masterpiece with True Up immunity, then activate Skill Drain. That's a Masterpiece that's still, able to pop cards, so interrupt opponent's play, and still has the immunity to spell or trap. That's still really strong. Pile Desires, please don't get dashed. That is everybody's dream. Regeki Dark Hole, again, the turn 2 cards, as well as able to going pushing for game. And side deck, Cosmic Soul Clone for the mirror match, Chalice for pretty much the Zoo matchup. Sometimes the True Draco matchup, if they're immune to only monster and traps, use Chalice and they lose their immunity, if I'm correct. So, Mirror Force, good for both going first and second, just due to the fact that you won't die. If you go first, you can say this, they try attack, they die. If you go second, because they go first, they oftentimes don't have cards to pop back row. So they try to destroy all your monsters, and they think they're safe because of the Mirror Force set. they lose a lot more resources that way. Oh boy, Spirit Dragon of Spirit. So it requires 2 tributes from either side of the field to normal summon it, then shift control back to their owners. Can't attack. Your opponent can't target this card. By card effects, yeah. Basically, this is a mass removal. Essentially, it's a kaiju or lava golem, but on steroids. Just due to the fact that you could just clear 3 monsters easily. So that's an Emerald, Trident, maybe Master Ortiz is replaying True Draco Zoo, or another XYZ monster like Tornado Dragon or Dweller. That's a big wipe. And then if they're not able to get rid of it, it comes back to your side, and that's just a giant wall for your protection. And Ghost Walker, of course, for the mirror match, they try to diagram, you just pop it. So interesting choices. But that's not to say like other decks didn't do well. In Spain National, we had Eder Vingara. I hope I pronounced that correctly. He took first place in Spain National playing True Draco Zoo. This build you see here, we see more hand traps. So we see the Flying Sea for the Zoo matchup. Zoo, previously there was an analysis where it was the triangle where I said True Draco beat Zoo. As of late, I think True Draco's is leaning more. It's in between as of now, just due to the fact that traps or the essence of back row just hurts because of if they go first and they plus all these cards, they have back row or hand traps just ready to wreck you. So to counteract this, you have to play hand traps yourself as a True Draco Zoo player, just so that they don't go off and you're guaranteed a better chance to live because your other win condition is Masterpiece. While for Pure Zoo, it's stunning your opponent or going for the giant play. If they can't go for that and they can't stun you, like they have limited options. Other quick notes: he played Dynamite Knight just due to the fact that he can get the True King's return, and he's playing a bigger ratio of spell and traps for True Kings. A good amount of True King Draco players, True Kings the Zoo players, they play a minimum spell trap count, so they play 1 return or 1 heritage, just so they know they can search it out, and they want other cards such as hand traps or sometimes back row like D-Bears. That's still a good card. But with this, he's guaranteed that he has another way to summon the Zoo cards. True Draco cards. We see the 1 fusion sub. A lot of players are coming back to 1. You see they play a 2 if they're more draw hit or how to explain this. They want to draw more. So previously I see a lot of 2 fusion substitute, so you can draw into your True Draco engine after you do all your Zoo stuff, or you want to draw more back row. But Retaliating Sea is seeing a lot more play in the main deck. This Retaliating Sea absolutely destroys Fusion Substitute combo. They lose basically the 2 XYZs that can be brought back. You're going to have to force to make XYZ in some cases, so you're going to lose the Norden or the material, in which some cases are Ram, sometimes Rapier, which is really bad. Instant Fusion, of course, you can still go off, then make the Dweller. It's a strong card. Regeki for Burr Clear. Soul Charge, really interesting tech. Playing this card opts you to go back to extra decks monsters, so you can special summon the Destroy, just say Broadbolt, and just level up from there. Or essentially, you can summon. That's pretty much it. Because the True Dracos, they don't proc unless they're tribute summoned. In a sense, it gives you more food in terms of monsters, so you can tribute summon for the True Dracos. But otherwise, yeah, it's more of a turn 1 card. Side deck, we see a Drill and Lock, of course, for the True Draco matchup. Goes Ash. Everything here is pretty much standard. Extra deck, we see the inclusion of Totem Bird. People opt to not run it just due to extra deck space. It's a tech choice. Because of that, you don't see like the Tornado Dragon in this extra deck, so you can't get rid of. You don't have the MST. You just have the Dollar for the Dino matchup. Like I mentioned earlier, this will be the last weekend before the June 12th ban list hits, and that essentially gets rid of a lot of strong cards or power cards. Nora's going to be hit to 1, Terratop's going to be hit to 1, Grass going to be hit to 1. Pendulum Stuff's going to be 3. Pendulum Claw's going to be 3. Wisdom Eye's going to be 3. That's all I remember from the top of my head. But because of this, a lot of players in the beginning of the balance thought Rib Zoo. But surprisingly, if I can find it. So this is a Swedish Nationals deck list, first place. I got from House of Champs. I forgot to write down the name of the person who won with this deck. My bad. But congratulations to you. So we see now that they're more but this is a quick thing. He won this before the ban list, but this deck can be ran post ban list. So we see here there's no Terratops, no Norden, etc. So as we see, the deck shifts more as a stun deck. So we see more hand traps such as the Flying Sea, Ghost Ogre, sometimes maybe Ghost Reaper to get rid of extra deck cards. But because of the lack of Norden, we see an up count of Zodiac monsters. 2 Ram. We normally don't see this in Pure Zoo just due to the fact that Ram is not as strong as a card in Pure Zoo as in his deck such as True Draco Zoo. You just need it just because it's the name, as well as Thoroughblade. In addition, it becomes a more of a combo deck in a sense as well. So we see people actually running Paul Desires, getting those additional resources. It doesn't matter if you hit the Ram. The fact, like, the combo doesn't really go off just due to the fact that Nori is no longer here. So you're able to run Paul Desires without fear of hitting both rat peers because they can still go off. Like summon Thoroughblade, just go off, make Trident or Hammerkong Trident. That's all you need nowadays. You still have the protections through my body. So a quick note though, you can actually run. You have a bit more space in the extra deck. This player had Brionac in the extra deck, just so for the fact like you can just do the what's it called, the barrage combo. You still end up with Rapier. You can normal summon. What are your hand traps? Ash, Ghost Reaper, Blossom. I'm pretty sure they're all tuners. All level 3s. You make the Brionac. That's free bounce. You can go for a game essentially, or you can recycle cards. Granted, you have less access to rank 4s as of now. Just due to the fact that you don't have like the Northern combo to bring back the extra rank level 4 body. So like double that goose to Emerald is kind of iffy, but you still have access to strong cards such as Trident and the Hammerkong Trident combo, which essentially protects Trident one additional turn. Yep, we can play Desires now. I didn't notice you were here. In addition, Kaiju cards weren't hit, so they can still side deck into the Kaiju engine and just go off. So we see here, particularly, we have the Kaiju engine with the 4 different names, and there's the Slumber. They go into the Kaiju. They can go to OTK mode. So you can see some players playing maybe the Gaga Samurai in the extra deck instead of like the Brionac or the second Daigusto Emerald. There's a lot of possibilities. And a lot of people saying, oh, but Link format. I'll tell you right, is the Zoo's still going to be good post-Link format. Just due to the fact that Giant can still do his stuff. Essentially, you can just do the combo where you learn up, you discard the Hammerkong, you make Chaganine. Chaganine infect the special summon the Hammerkong. It's not considered it's not considered extra deck monster, so it's in the main monster zone. You make Tiger Warrior effect, equip a material to Hammerkong, make the Giant at the end of it. So you have a Giant that can pop, a Hammerkong whose effect will restart during your opponent's turn. A reminder that Chaganine gets the effect until the end of your turn, so it won't detach. So it has that one material to protect your Trident. And we see in OCG land, like Zodiac's still number 1 there. At first it didn't look like it, but then they became more stun oriented. With the addition of one Link monster, I remember the name, it's like Midas or something. It was like one Link, I can't remember, but you'll see it in every other deck, and I'll go through it later. But essentially, Zoo, they were hurt by the ban list, yes, but they're still an extremely strong deck. They just shift focus as of now, so we're gonna see maybe more True Draco Zoo, more Kaiju Zoo. Pure Zoo is gonna be more stun, but that's something you have to get ready starting this upcoming Monday when the ban list takes into effect. But yeah, that's about it. I think I lost a lot of brain cells trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Might have had like 2 strokes in the middle of this. Yeah. Again, if you're in the Anaheim regionals, I'll see you there. Assuming I'm not dead by then. Yeah. If you're in the Irvine area, hit us up to go to UCI. I'll probably be playing there this Thursday just to practice. I'm gonna go grab food. I'll see you guys later. Peace.